Good morning. Today in the 10th class biology we have to study or start the next chapter, how do organisms reproduce. When you are coming here, then the first question is going to you, why do organisms reproduce? You have to know that. Why do organisms reproduce? Then you will say that reproduction is the process which is required for the maintenance of the existence of the particular species. Reproduction, its purpose is to maintain the existence of the particular species. This is why reproduction is essential. Yeah, why do organisms reproduce? You know that the life processes in your book written that is the nutrition, that is the respiration, that is the excretion. These all the different processes which are essential for the life are very essential process and very energy consuming process, and this is conducted by our body and which is necessary for the maintenance of the life. Then another question is that after, despite the presence of all these processes, and this is maintaining the survival of the particular living being, then why the organisms are going to reproduce, which is a very energy consuming process, which will be consuming lot of energy of the body. As many number of offsprings will be there as the amount of the energy consumed will be growing. Here it is writing that to maintain the existence of the species, there is the necessity to reproduce the particular reproduced by the particular parental combination. Next thing is that what is reproduction? The reproduction is the process of creation of offsprings by the parental combination of their own kind. Reproduction is the process of creation of offsprings by the parental combination of their own kind, and this reproduction can be uniparental and can be biparental. You know that when you are cutting the branch of the rose and planting, you will be see after 2 or 3 months, a few days, you can see that in the rainy season that will be growing. Rainy season means to say that the presence of favorable condition. In this presence of favorable condition, the new offspring will be growing. That plant will be growing, and that plant will be making the new individuals. Okay, now. But if these favorable conditions are not there, then there will be not growth. If we are taking the potatoes in the breeding period, and we will be looking that on the node area, there will be the germination of white protrusion which is called eyes, and these eyes are there and these eyes are cut. Potatoes are cut in such a slices, in such a manner that each slices must have one eye, one bud, and that slices with the one or two bud will be planted in the soil in a after digging the soil and making the different patterns, making a particular sequence, making a particular definite patterns that will be growing and making the new potato body. In this case, we are not looking any female body, we are not looking any male body, we are not looking any male gamete and female gamete. There is not contribution of the gamete, means gametic contributions are not here. Without the gametic contribution, what we are looking that there is the creation of offspring in the case of ginger, in the case of bamboos, in the case of banana, in the case of jasmine, in the case of potato, in the case of whatever the other, what do you know, in which the only the part of the plant is capable to grow the new offspring. Such type of mode of reproduction is called asexual reproduction. As asexual define itself, A means not. If the sex organs, sexual processes are not used, if the gametic contribution is not there, without the gametic contribution, only one parent body is sufficient to grow the many offsprings. That is called asexual mode of reproduction. Here, in the sexual reproduction, when we will discuss, we will find that there is the contribution of male gamete from the father and the contribution of female gamete from the mother, and this gametic contribution will be environmentally facilitated to bring in a particular environmental condition, in a particular favorable condition, where this male and female gamete will fuse with each other, making the fertilization process, making the zygote, and zygote will be developing and making the new individual's body. Okay. But in all these cases, we can see in the amoeba, we can see that amoeba is growing, and one amoeba parent cell is dividing and making the two daughter amoeba. Means this one parent amoeba having the characteristics to make the two daughter amoebas. But here is the question is creating that how does all the characters from the parent amoeba is getting similar into the offsprings. If we know that if the particular shell if the particular cell have the 2n number of chromosome, n number of chromosome. In the Monera, the haploid chromosomes are found. If the haploid set of the chromosome are found in the particular offspring, that does not matter. You know that if the particular definite number of chromosome is found in the parent cell, and that parent cell is going to divide and has to make the two daughter cells, then from which sources these two daughter cells chromosomal number are fulfilled? From which process these two set of the chromosomes which are required by the two newly formed daughter cells fulfilled from one parent cell. So that process we have to study, that is the DNA copying. We are studying here all the informations which are found in our body, all the informations which are found in any individual's body, that is only due to the expression of characters which are hidden in the DNA structure. And that's I am saying here the DNA. What is the name of the DNA? That DNA name is deoxyribose nucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. This deoxyribose nucleic acid contains the informations for the expression of character in the offsprings. Actually, in the book you have written that all the proteinous compounds which are formed in our body, that is only due to the expression of the characters which are hidden, which exist in the DNA long polynucleotide sequence. Now, if one cell having the 2n number of chromosome, one cell having the 2n set of the chromosome, and that 2n set of the chromosome are made from the 2n number of DNA. Suppose it is a particular DNA amount is making the 2n number of chromosome, and that particular cell, one cell is going to divide by the binary fission and making the two daughter cells. Then how does this two set of the chromosomes, these double copies of the DNA can be formed, can be fulfilled in the two daughter cells? That process of copying of the one set of the DNA into the two sets of the DNA, that is called DNA copying. DNA copying is the process. DNA copying is the process in which the one DNA will be making its replica and will be making the two sets of the DNA, so that the two sets of the DNA can fulfill the chromosomal demand of the two daughter cells. Suppose DNA copying is here, means the copying of the DNA from one DNA, one parental DNA to two daughter DNA, so that the chromosomal demand of the two daughter cells can be fulfilled. Suppose here is the parent cell, and this parent cell having the particular number of chromosome, and this parent cell is to divide and has to make the two daughter cells, and it has to, if it has to make the two daughter cells, and here the number of chromosome is 2n, then in this daughter cell also 2n number of chromosome is required, in this daughter cell also the 2n number of chromosome are required. In this way, if only one set of the chromosome is present in the parent cell, then how does this parent cell will be making another two sets of the chromosomes? Then that process of making the double replica, two copies of the DNA, only take place by the process of copying of the parent DNA into two daughter DNA, that is called DNA copying. How does DNA copying take place? Then you will have to understand here, this is the parent DNA, and this parent DNA having the two helix, one helix and another helix. This two helix, this parent DNA which is found in the parent cell, this two helix will be broken from the end, from the bonding, because these two helix are bound with each other by the hydrogen bonds. So here the hydrogen bonds are broken. When these hydrogen bonds are broken, these two helices which are getting separated by the breakdown of hydrogen bonds are called template. That this parent DNA will have the two helices, and these two helices are called now template. You have to know that whatever the cytoplasm which are present in the parent cell, these are the cytoplasm which is present in the parent cell, will have all the raw materials which are required for the synthesis of the new DNA, and that is the nitrogenous bases, that is the phosphoric acid, that is the deoxyribose sugar. These all the components are present in the cytoplasm of the parent cell. When this template will be guiding itself to make its replica and make two DNA from one parent DNA, it will be using all these raw materials which are present in the cytoplasm of the parent cell and making the complementary strand. What I am writing here, this black line is representing the template strand, and this bluish line is representing the complementary strand. These complementary strands are formed from all the raw materials which are present inside the parent cell, and this will be making, after the separation of these two DNAs, these two helices of one parent DNA, now the two DNAs are formed. Now you can say the process of formation of two daughter DNA from one parent DNA is known as DNA copying. If the two DNA sets are prepared, then you can aware about that two set of the new chromosomes can also be prepared, because one set of the DNA has formed the one set of the chromosome. Now the two set of the DNA is present, so that will be fulfilling the requirement of the chromosomes in two daughter DNAs. But here we have to know that during this process of formation of one parent DNA to two daughter DNA, the radiations will be present, the chemical compounds of the environment will be present, the biochemical reactions in our body that will be going on. This will affect the process of formation of the DNA. The process of formation of DNA that will be affected by all these things, and that will be causing the change in the sequence of the DNA. And if the change in the sequence of the DNA will take place, then what will happen? The new characters will appear, and that new characters will lead the variation in the offspring. The variation in the offsprings. And these variations are essential. For the creation of the new characters, and those new characters which are very essential and which will be helpful in the survival of the next offsprings, which will be giving the new characters in the new offsprings. नए बच्चों में नए कैरेक्टर्स का प्रादुर्भाव करेगा ये वेरिएशन, और जिससे कि जीवन में सर्वाइवल में एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशन को फेस करने के लिए नए नए कैरेक्टर्स का अराइवल होगा, और वो ऑर्गेनिज्म ज़्यादा अच्छे तरीके से, ज़्यादा एफिशिएंसी के साथ नए कंडीशंस को फेस कर सकेगा. थैंक यू.